Some goodbyes aren't spoken out loud, they're whispered in the quiet corners of the house, in the way your cat lingers by the window a little longer, or curls into your lap with a weight that feels different, heavier, as if they're trying to memorize the rhythm of your heartbeat. If you've ever loved a cat, you know, they don't say, "I'm leaving," the way people do. They speak in softer ways, a sudden stillness, a distant gaze, or the way their paws no longer carry them to greet you at the door. And sometimes, these are the moments that break us the most. Because deep down you feel it before you even know it. Today I want to walk with you, gently, through the signs that your cat might be preparing to say goodbye. Not to scare you, but so you can hold them closer, love them deeper, and give them the comfort they've given you all their life. Because when that day comes, the greatest gift you can give is to be their safe place one last time. There's something almost sacred about the bond you share with your cat. It's built slowly, in the quiet mornings when they curl up beside you, in the way they follow you from room to room, in the trust they place in your hands without a single word. But as much as we want them to stay forever, there comes a time when their world begins to slow down. And it's in these moments that they start speaking to us in a language only our hearts can truly hear. One of the first whispers comes through their appetite. A cat who once leapt at the sound of the food bowl may suddenly turn away, even from their favorite meal. It's not stubbornness and it's not rejection. Their body is quietly beginning to rest, telling them they don't need as much as before. If they take only a few bites or sip a little water, that's enough. This is not the time to push, it's the time to be gentle. Offer food like an act of love, not a demand. You might also notice them sleeping more, and not just in the lazy, sunlit way cats usually do. This is a deeper kind of rest. Their days may blur into long stretches of stillness, with barely a glance at the world around them. They might retreat to a corner, a closet, or under the bed, places where they feel safe, hidden, and protected. This instinct comes from long ago, when their ancestors would hide away to heal or to rest, avoiding predators when they felt vulnerable. Now, in your home, that instinct remains. Respect it. Let them choose their quiet place, but be close enough that they know you're near. Sometimes, though, the opposite happens. A cat who's been independent all their life may suddenly want to be with you every moment, pressing themselves against your side, curling into you as if they can't get close enough. Neither is right or wrong. It's just their way of saying, "This is where I feel safe." Have you ever noticed your cat behaving differently when you're sad or unwell? Imagine that, but now it's them who's feeling the change and you are their comfort. Would you like me to continue into the next signs? The physical changes that quietly tell you your cat is in their final chapter, while keeping the same gentle, poetic flow? As days pass, you may start to notice changes that go beyond their behavior, small, physical shifts that quietly speak of the journey they're on. Their once bright eyes may seem a little cloudier, their movements slower, more careful. You might feel their bones more prominently when you stroke them, as their weight slips away no matter how much you try to tempt them with treats. Their fur, once sleek and glossy, can become dull or slightly unkempt, not because they've stopped caring but because grooming takes more energy than they have to give. Breathing may change too. Sometimes it's slower, as though each inhale is measured. Other times it's a bit uneven, with pauses that make you hold your own breath in silent worry. You may notice them sitting in an odd position, with their front paws tucked and their head slightly forward, a quiet way of easing discomfort in their chest. And then there's the litter box. A place that was once a constant in their routine might be avoided. Weakness, stiffness, or even confusion can make it harder for them to get there in time. They might go in a nearby corner or on a soft blanket instead. It's not defiance, it's simply their body struggling to keep up with their habits. Soft mats, puppy pads, or bringing the litter box closer can make these moments less stressful for both of you. You may also see a change in their grooming. Cats are naturally meticulous, but when they're saying goodbye, they might stop cleaning themselves altogether. Mats can form and a bit of dirt may gather on their paws or chin. Helping them with a gentle brush or a warm, damp cloth is more than just keeping them clean. It's a way of telling them, "I'll take care of you now, the way you've always taken care of yourself." Through all these signs, remember, your presence matters more than anything. They may not have the strength to play or eat much anymore, but the sound of your voice, the warmth of your hand, and the rhythm of your breathing can still bring them peace. Do you want me to continue into the next part? The emotional connection and those deeply personal moments that often happen right before a cat says goodbye? Sometimes the most powerful signs aren't the ones you can see, they're the ones you feel. It might be the way your cat looks at you. Not just a glance, but a long, deep gaze that seems to hold a lifetime of moments. As if they're memorizing your face, the sound of your voice, the way your presence feels like home. That look can stay with you forever. You might notice their purr changes. It could be softer, slower, or even absent. But sometimes, it becomes more deliberate, almost like a lullaby they're giving you instead of themselves. And then there are the moments when they seek you out one last time, curling into your chest, resting their head in your hand, or simply lying beside you in perfect stillness. Cats have an extraordinary way of sensing emotions. Just as they've comforted you when you were sad, this time they might be trying to comfort you about their own leaving. Some will linger by your side while others choose quiet solitude. Neither choice is wrong, it's just their way of closing the circle in the place they feel most at peace. Many cat parents say they somehow knew when the time was close. There's a shift in the air, not loud or dramatic, but a subtle feeling like the house itself is holding its breath. And when that happens, every small touch becomes more meaningful. This is when your role changes from caretaker to guardian of peace. You can't stop time, but you can make each remaining moment soft and safe. Speak gently even if they can't respond. Keep your movements slow. Let them smell your hand before you touch them so they know it's you. In these final days or hours, love is best shown in patience, presence, and quiet devotion. Would you like me to now guide the script into the closing, where we talk about easing their comfort, making peace with the goodbye, and leaving viewers with a warm, healing reflection? When the path begins to narrow and you sense that your time together is almost at its end, your focus shifts entirely to comfort. This is not about trying to fix what cannot be fixed, it's about making the world as gentle as possible for them. Keep their favorite spot within reach so they don't have to strain to get there. Place a soft blanket under them, one that smells like you because to them your scent is safety. Make sure fresh water is close, but don't be upset if they only take a sip. Offer food if they show interest but never press. This stage is about respect, not routine. Speak in the voice they've always known, the one that's calmed them since the day you first brought them home. Even if they can no longer respond with a purr or a nudge, they hear you. They feel you. Your presence is a thread that ties them to peace. For some families, the hardest decision is whether to let their cat pass naturally or to choose euthanasia to prevent suffering. There is no easy answer, only the truth of what's kindest for them. Your veterinarian can guide you, but your heart will often whisper what's right. Choosing peace over pain is one of the purest acts of love you can give. And when that final moment comes, be there if you can. Hold them if they want to be held, or simply sit close enough for them to know they're not alone. Let your last gift be the same as your first. Love freely given. Grief will come. It always does when we lose a soul we've loved so deeply. But in time, the sharp edges soften, and the memories remain like warm sunlight through a window. The silly games, the quiet evenings, the way they made you feel like the most important person in their world. Those will never fade. If you've been through this before or if you're walking this path right now, you are not alone. Share your story in the comments, not just for yourself but for others who need to know that their grief is shared and understood. And if this video brought you even a moment of comfort, like, subscribe and join the Meowsphere family, a place where we celebrate the love, the lessons, and the lives of our whiskered companions. Because even when they're gone, they never really leave. They live forever in the paw prints they leave on our hearts.